What's good? It's your boy Clive. We're gonna be training back in this video. I'm joined with Emil. If you haven't subscribed already, please be sure to subscribe. Let's get it. As always, I like to warm up with weights. It gives me an increase of blood flow and also a good stretch in the muscles. In this particular training, we were focusing on lats. So the better the stretch you get, the better you're going to be able to execute. And also shoulder flexion, you don't want to just jump into the heavy weight. You want to make sure that you're properly warmed up so that you can be able to push as much as you should. When you properly warm up, you're gonna use less energy as opposed to someone who did not warm up, who just jumped into the weight. So try to make sure that you are warmed up, and that can also help you to reduce injuries and strains. To bring the weight down, you want to make sure that your lats are engaged the whole movement, and also you want to bring the weight as far down as you can so that you'll be able to get a good stretch within your lats. You want to try to test your shoulder flexion with light weight, because the ability to be able to pull the weight all the way down, it depends on your shoulder flexion. So you want to try to make sure that you are flexible enough to allow you to bring the weight as far down as you can. So it's a gradual process, because if you just jump into it with heavy weight, you can pull a strain or hurt your shoulders. In this session, I wanted to go really heavy. So from my warm-up set, I did 26 kg. The second set, I jumped straight to 40 kg. This basically just depends on how you feel. So for me, it was okay, because I was ready enough to make such a jump. So the idea was to just get good reps in at the same time just to shock my muscles with constant heavy weight. Emil also made a jump. He was in his own heavy lane, which worked for both of us because we were pushing each other to our limits. I was in my own lane, he was in his. So like I said, it's best to always be in your own lane and be able to push the weight that you can manage, not to be pressured to push certain weights just because someone else is doing heavier than you. As the weight gets heavier, your hips have a tendency of moving up and down. So what you want to try to do is have control of that. Do not move your hips up and down, because when you lift your hips up, you're taking away a movement from the lats. You are taking away a range of motion that you can actually use, that you need, because this movement is not that much. If you really look at it, you don't really get that much of allowance to move a lot. So you want to try to minimize your hip movement, if not even move at all, so that you can take advantage of that and concentrate on the pull factor. The last thing I need to worry about is balance when I'm going heavy. So hence why I put weight under my legs, so that I can be able to get more balance on my toes. The less balance you need to worry about, the more you're going to be able to focus on the movement, not balance. Heavy weight requires a lot of concentration, so make sure that you are well prepared before you go under the weight. Make sure that you are mentally prepared before you go in. Second exercise, we did pull-ups. So for Emil, it's still a challenge because he still has to build up his strength to be able to pull himself up. So the only way to build up strength is to get through it, and that's exactly what we did. Goal is to motivate someone behind you. In this case, Emil still had to do a pull-up, whether you could do it by himself or not, because mostly there's always a way to work around it. What you want to do when you're trying to assist someone to do a pull-up, they just lift up their legs from behind and then you just hold them up. Then as they go up and down, that's like half the weight because you have their pivot. They don't have to worry about the balance. They only have to worry about pulling up half that weight. If they get to a point where they can't pull up anymore, you just give them a bit of boost up and down. The day before I had done heavy shoulders, I found out that I wasn't supposed to go that heavy or do back the next day because I did not have enough stabilizers. I felt it when I was going down and pulling up. It gave me a bit of strain because of those missing stabilizers because they were weak. So try to avoid to do a heavy back after you've done heavy shoulders. Try to really space those muscle groups between. third exercise, we did incline bench pull over. The idea is simple: keep your chest on the pad, relax, pull your arms all the way back as far out as you can, and contract or flex your lats as you pull, and try to have a slow controlled movement so that you can be able to activate and get the best from the exercise. As much as we're going heavy, we really try to keep the rest period short so that we can have constant tension and not get cold. Exercise, we did weighted lower back extensions with the kettlebell. The idea is to keep your lower back engaged. Make sure that you have a good controlled movement as you go down and up. as always, guys, thank you for the love and support. I really appreciate it. Thank you for watching, and I hope you have a good one. Happy hunt. Your boys out. Peace.